Hello, my name is Kaylin and it is August. Yeah, happy August to those who celebrate. It is also August 9th, so 2 years ago today, Taylor announced 1989 Taylor's version at the Eras Tour. So I could have worn my 1989 cardigan, but I think August is a bit more of a holiday. Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. It is a new month, so that means another to be crocheted. It is kind of almost halfway through the month, so this is kind of what I have been crocheting. Sorry, I meant to film and then I just never got around to it, so I'm finally doing it. Anyway, I'll start by showing what I finished this month, and that is my first US leg Eras Tour blanket. I have been working on this since October of last year and it is finally done. All I really had to do this month was I was trying to finish it by the end of July, but I was gone for most of July, so I couldn't. I literally only had these 2 rows left, New Romantics and New Year's Day, which is today, coincidentally. 1989 Taylor's version announcement with the sparkly yarn, and then New Romantics and New Year's Day. And that's why this video took so long to film, because the border took forever, because it's a huge blanket. I am incapable of making blankets that aren't like 1,000,000 feet long. If you watched some of my other to be crocheted videos, I talked about how I didn't know if I was doing the border right, because I used the same pattern for this as my second US leg blanket and this like blue summer blanket I made. And when I do the border, I would just get to the end of the row and I would go straight down. Also, sorry if you can hear like cicadas or something, I don't know. There's so many noises going on while I'm filming. But I thought maybe I was meant to turn my work, so that's what I did this time. I chained, not the amount of pattern set, I just chained 2 because that's what you do for the rest of it. I don't know. I was just kind of going based off like feelings and vibes, but then I went this way instead with the border and I came up this way. I really don't know if it made that much of a difference, but I did kind of fuck up this part because I don't know, it's just so hard to like join them at like a corner and like join them and make it look, I don't know. So just don't look at that part. The other corner's nice, just look at this corner instead. So last month I crocheted, and I've done this like multiple times, 13 rows. I've crocheted 13 rows in a month multiple times on this blanket, and I just think that's really funny because like it's the end of all my Eras Tour blankets. It's like the end of the Eras Tour. It's over. And I know it's been over since December, but like for me at least, I was reminded of it because I kept crocheting, and now it's like actually done. That's really sad. But we ended with 13 rows and the border, but I'm not counting that because that's like way more than 1 row. But it's finally done. You know, it's like sad. It's like, oh, the Eras Tour's over, but it's also so nice to have something finished. It's like this took forever. It's been like literally, I think it's been like 10 or 11 months. I don't know, it's been like almost a year. That's far too long. But I'm crocheting faster now, so that hopefully the next blankets I make, will not take me 10 months to finish. But I'm very proud of this one. I don't have a favorite of my 3. I have an international one, which is 10 feet long and insane. I have a second US leg one and this one. I don't have a favorite, I can't choose. Like, that's like choosing favorite child. I worked so hard on all of them, but this one is very pretty. So I guess now let's talk about what I'm actually crocheting this month and what I did last month. Just explaining the premise of the videos. So I have been making a hibiscus tote bag. It's a tapestry crochet pattern, and so far I have this much done, and this is the second side. So I do have, you do like 2 panels, so there's this one, and then I already finished one side, and then you do the straps and then you like sew it all together, and I think I'm honestly not really sure. I watched the video, didn't really understand it. I'm gonna cross the bridge when I get to it, but for now I'm just working on the tapestry crochet part. I have not worked on this in a while. I haven't worked on it since I left. I was on vacation for like half of July, so I haven't worked on this since before I left because I was at like a nice spot. I think like I finished this petal, and so I didn't want to crochet more because I thought it was a nice spot for filming. That's literally it. I was hoping to have this done by the end of summer. It is the end of summer and obviously it is not done, but whatever. I'm a slow crocheter, I have accepted that. But yeah, I carry the yarn through because I don't want to have to learn how to do it, and you can looks nice both ways then, because I don't want to have to learn how to float it yet. This is like my first tapestry crochet project, so I thought it was like a little too advanced, and the pattern just said to carry it through. So I'm hoping at the very least I can finish this side, maybe finish the bag. We are going into fall though, so but whatever. And then with that same pattern, my cousin asked me to make this pattern, that hibiscus pattern for her. So this is what I brought with me on my trip, because last time I really missed crocheting, so I wanted to bring something with me, and I thought I could get a lot of progress done. And this was all in like just half a month. I haven't done the other panel, this is the first panel, but I think this is really good progress. Again, I haven't worked on it in a little bit because I'm at the end of this petal and I didn't want to start a new one yet. But this is, I think, really good progress. The tension is much tighter than mine. I used this hook. So, okay, for reference, on mine, it's a 3.75 millimeter. I use this hook, but then for this one, I am using this hook simply because the whole point was to bring this on like a plane and stuff. I was really worried about like security. Like I was so stressed about it. I put everything in a separate bag, and there's like a ton of stitch markers in, and then I had one hook in the bag that so I could bring it like crochet on like on the plane, and then I also had one hook in like a checked bag so that just in case it got taken. And then like literally nobody even blinked an eye. I didn't have to take it out or anything. They were so chill about it, and I was like, what was I freaking out for? It was really dumb. I don't know. I guess like best case scenario though is over stressing, I guess, and then nothing happening and it being fine. But anyway, I'm hoping to finish this side at least, hopefully. I was trying to have this done for her birthday. Her birthday was early August, like it already passed, so not done for her birthday. I don't know who I was kidding starting this in July, and I was like, maybe I'll be done. Like I was honestly like, because you know you have to carry the yarn through, so you have to bring the 2 skeins of yarn with you the whole time because you're using both of them. And I was like, maybe I should pack the other skeins of yarn just in case I run out of yarn. Who was I kidding? I know I'm a slow crocheter. Who was I kidding, acting like I was gonna need this many skeins of yarn? Like what? But yeah, hoping to finish. So I'm probably gonna give it to her for like Christmas. I'm hoping to finish it by then, I guess. So hoping to finish this side this month and at least start the next panel maybe. And then this month I'm like really just crocheting a lot for other people, because literally like 2 days ago I started my sister's blanket. I talked about this, I think it was last month, a while ago. My sister said that she wanted a blanket with the 1989 divider and lover colors from my blanket, and so I thought it would be a nice surprise to make it for her using the same blue summer pattern that I've used before. So I did that like a year ago. I had 4 rows done by her birthday, and then I wanted to restart the whole thing because I was doing it into the first loop, but then by that point I had started crocheting into both loops, and so I was like, okay, next year, we'll get them next year. So we're doing this. I literally just did this yesterday because I undid it all, and then I redid like the chain and everything because my tension is so different from like a year or 2 ago. But this pattern is so picky with chains. First of all, working into a chain, worst thing ever. I don't know what it is. I have to like pry each stitch over every time. That's why I did it in the first loop last time, because I just couldn't get it through both loops. I tried. I persevered this time. Unfortunately, this pattern is so picky, and if you don't have an odd number of chains, you're gonna have to undo everything, take out 1 chain and go back, because it needs to be odd for the stitch to work, because you're like alternating them. So finally got to the end, and lo and behold, I had to go back and undo it all. But by then it wasn't terrible to work into a chain because it was already like stretched out kind of, so it wasn't that bad, just mildly annoying. But it worked, and then I did literally 4 rows in 1 day. So this is more than I had by the time of her birthday last year. So, and her birthday's in October, so I'm a much faster crocheter than I was back then. Obviously not super fast, but I am considerably faster. So, and I have time, and like I can't really work on these without devoting a good amount of attention to it because you have to count, and this is just repeating the same thing over and over and over, and like blankets are my thing. So I am hopeful, and if need be, like I can rush, I guess, I don't know. So not much now. Hopefully by the time my September baby crochet rolls around, because then I'll really have to start cracking down on this, there'll be more to show. Even though we are like halfway through August, just ignore that. I have been having a little bit of like hand and wrist pain. I used to get like kind of wrist pain, but then it went away. Now I'm having like finger pain. So I've been stretching. I found like a video of like stretches to do. So, you know, if I also play guitar. I don't know why all my hobbies just have to have repetitive hand motions that can cause carpal tunnel, because I really don't want carpal tunnel. Shocker. Wouldn't really like that. I am going to be busier now though, now that like summer is over, so I won't have as much time for crochet. I know last month I crocheted like, or was it June, I crocheted like 80 rows in 1 month. I don't know what was up with me in June. I had a lot of free time, but I'm not gonna have as much. But like, this is pretty much all I do in my spare time. So, and then normally I would talk about things I want to make or things I'm thinking of making. I don't have much this month. I have a lot of yarn left over now from my surprise song blanket, because I use the same yarn, mostly the same yarn with the international blanket as the other two, but like exactly the same yarn for the second surprise song, for the second US leg and the first US leg. And you know, you use a lot of yarn with this stitch, so I now just have so much yarn left over. I have like a cart that stores my yarn. It's too full, and I really want to make curtain ties, just like one, honestly. Like I saw like a pattern that's like flowers, and I thought that looked really pretty. I think you might have to learn how to do a magic circle for that, so I'll look at the pattern again. I am scared of magic circles. I haven't learned how to do them. I just found out though that one of my other cousins also crochets. It's really nice to have someone to talk to, because like I don't know anyone who crochets, but then she brought that up and I was like, yes! I was so excited to talk about it. She does amigurumi though, and I do blankets. I talked about it in my last video. I was like, it's so weird how some people can be like, I wish I could crochet blankets, because I'm like, I do blankets and that's the easiest thing to me. And I'm like, I wish I could do so many other stuff. And literally she was like, I wish I could figure out how to do blankets. I can only do like the magic circle thing. And I was like, I want to know how to do the magic circle so bad. I can only do like a chain. But maybe I'll make that. It seems like it wouldn't be too hard or take too long, hopefully. And right now I'm literally just tying my curtains with like literally just a string of leftover yarn that I had. So curtain ties would be prettier. And then I also think I said this in my last video, I don't remember, but my dad brought up that I should, because he really likes my blue summer blanket that I keep mentioning, but I can't show you because I don't have it with me right now. He was like, oh, I love that blanket, but I would love like a green version. He said that last time, and I thought it was just like a hypothetical thing, and I was like, maybe I'll do it. And then he brought it up again, and he was like, oh, you know, are you ever gonna make a blanket for me? And he seemed way more serious this time, and I was like, I guess I am. So it's gonna be the same pattern as this, but with different shades of green, because his favorite color is green. He was like, for my birthday or something, because Christmas is way too soon, and his birthday is in February, and that seems like a more reasonable thing. I'm gonna be really focused on this though, so that would but like there's also like Father's Day, I guess. I don't know, there's a lot of times, like depending on when I finish it by. I don't even have anything for that though. I don't have any yarn or anything for that, so yeah. I think I've said this multiple times. I think I've said this since my first Be Crocheted video. I have the yarn to make, I have like a skin tone yarn for South Park plushes. I want to make little South Park amigurumi, and again, I can't figure out magic circles, so I can't do that, but I would love to. That's like a dream project of mine. Maybe I'll, you know, because I feel like I've grown and I've gotten better at crochet since I last tried that. I literally could not get through the first step. I think I made the slip knot and I couldn't get through anything else, and I rage quit. So hopefully I might try that again with my newfound skill and confidence, and maybe I'll get it this time, or maybe not, or maybe I can just get my cousin to show me. I don't know, but that's just a hypothetical. And with like the new season, like I think that'd be fun. I really feel like this month is showing that I'm such a pattern repeater. Like I have made this kind of stitch like literally this is like the 4th time now, and I'm planning to do it again. The hibiscus bags are the same pattern. I'm so bad with that. Like, I'm incredibly guilty of that. I'm such a pattern repeater. I don't know, it's easier because I already know it. It's faster and it feels like safer maybe because it's like I don't have to think about it as much. I don't know. But anyway, that is all I have planned for this month. If you watched all the way through, which if you're hearing this now, then you did. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. If you would like to maybe like and subscribe and leave a comment, that'd be awesome. I really appreciate it. You don't have to do what you want. I really don't care, but if you would like to, it would mean a lot and I would appreciate it very much. One of my more recent videos, my collection update, recently, like just today, got over 100 views, and that's the first time that I've ever had over 100 views on my channel, and I'm so incredibly grateful. If you watched that video and now you're watching this, thank you so much. Thank you for consuming like all my content, because like I literally do 2 things. I do music and crochet pretty much. So thank you so much if you're watching, if you watched that one, if you watched any of my other videos and you're watching this one now. I really, really appreciate it. But that is all I have for you. That's it, and maybe I'll see you next time. I don't know. Bye!